Hello students. Today we will complete the chapter. Okay. So we are discussing about traders and rulers. So let's begin our chapter. So we are doing our online classes also. So I hope you are ready as I am to start learning and have fun. We are in this together, so let's respect and support each other. So how we can respect and support each other is by completing the video or watching the video till end and making your notes. So I'm helping you by creating this video and you will help me by sending your notes. Okay, let's start. So today we will discuss about part 2, that is rise of British and establishment of their supremacy. So in this second topic there are two subtopics, that is rise of British and the other one is establishment of their supremacy. So whose there means British supremacy. So let's focus. After defeating European rivals, East India Company made direct targets to defeat Indian rulers. They used how East India Company made direct targets, like the main East India Company's main targets was Indian rulers, and how this to defeat them, what they used two things, that is Indian manpower and Indian material resources. So manpower means people. They engage this Britishers engage different sections of people to do their works, like making establishment of railways ways and so much of all things. And moreover, Britishers used Indian material resources, whatever the materials that were found in India, that were used to defeat Indian rulers. So further, what did that in East India Company, further what they did was they trained Indian soldiers in European methods and used them against the Indian rulers. So Britishers were very ruthless and very smart and cunning, because they trained these Indian soldiers in European methods, like with using of guns, artillery, certain kinds of things. And on top of that, what happened was these Indian soldiers were against, like they made against and they fought wars with Indian rulers. So going to the next slide. So, the most important topic in this chapter is the conquest of Bengal. So, we will be discussing about the conquest of Bengal. Conquest means to win over, East India Company won over Bengal. So, why Bengal only? The main reason is that Bengal was richest Indian province. Richest Indian province. Province means also a state. Okay. So, why East India Company wanted to win over Bengal? The main reason was Bengal was the richest Indian province. So, in that, Nawab Siraj ud Dowla faced several court intrigues. Okay, this one is one. British found suitable opportunity. Okay, the spelling is mistype. So British found suitable opportunities. So what happened means, in Bengal there was a Nawab named Siraj ud Dowla. He faced his court intrigues. What do you mean by court intrigues? Intrigues means secret planning done by other people. Okay, so he had several secret planning against him. The people were doing so much of like different plans to dethrone Nawab Siraj ud Dowla. So at this, whatever the secret planning was happening, British thought that, oh, now this whatever this inside problem is there, we'll grab this opportunity. So Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah, NSD, Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah wanted Britishers to remain traders only and not become masters. So the main reason was like he wanted this Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah wanted Britishers to remain only as traders because Britishers came to India in the name of doing trade. So he wanted that Britishers just to remain as a traders and not become masters. But what happened gradually as Britishers entered in deeper administrative policy, Britishers refused to pay taxes like other traders because the traders which were doing trade within the traders which were from the provinces of India, they were not paid tax, and simultaneously Britishers also used to pay tax. They began to fortify Kolkata, now Kolkata. So the meaning of fortify, okay, this is not the meaning of Calcutta, this is the meaning of fortify. Fortify means provide a place with defensive work as protection against attack. This means that Britishers tried to build big walls for their protection. Okay, big walls for their protection. Not just wall, huge walls. So simultaneously, Britishers began to work like they wanted to make a place. They created a place where it would act as a defense to the Nawabs. So Kolkata was chosen as a place for their protection, and that was 45. So Nawab, but what? Who Nawab? Nawab Sirajud-Dowlah ordered them to dismantle the fortification and not fight a private war on his territory. He said that no one will fight a private war. No one will build any fortification. No one will make any kind of protection from in his land. He's proclaimed like that. Then, now what happened? The Battle of Plassey. So the let's start with the Battle of Plassey. So Nawab captured Kolkata in 1756. Okay, Nawab Sirajud-Dowlah. Now, British retaliated and recaptured Kolkata in 1757. What happened? Nawab captured Kolkata in 1756. Again, Britishers retaliated and captured Kolkata in 1755. So, what is the meaning of retaliate? Means make an attack in return for a similar attack. Make an attack in return for a similar attack. So let's move forward. British wanted to put their man in the throne. So what was the biggest agenda? What was the biggest motive of British was British wanted to put their man loyal to British, loyal man to the throne. Robert Clive hatched a plot and won over Mir Jafar. Robert Clive, a Britisher, had a plot and won over Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of Nawab army. Together with Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of Nawab's army, hatched a plan and won over. And the Bengal forces was defeated the Nawab. The Bengal forces defeated the Nawab at Plassey in 23rd June 1975. Ultimately, what happened? Nawab Sirajud-Dowlah was defeated in the hands of Robert Clive and Mir Jafar in Plassey. Now, what happened? What was the result of Plassey? Let's talk about result. Battle of Plassey was a watershed in history. When it was very important war in India, because it changed the character of EIC, means East India Company, from trading company. It was like now the East India Company was a political had a political power. Okay, so Battle of Plassey was a watershed in history because it changed the character of East India Company from a trading company to a political power. Now the company, what happened after getting so much of political power? Now the company means East India Company utilized a vast resources of Bengal to make further conquest. So if one has to make conquest, more materials are required, no, I mean to say more raw materials are required, more manpower is required. So the company utilized the vast resources of Bengal to make further conquest, and ultimately what happened, ultimately paved the way for establishment of British rule in India. So British rule was established in India after the Battle of Plassey. So what happened after then? Britishers was very like hungry to gain more power and more power. Then what happened was Mir Jafar couldn't meet up those increasing demands of British. Therefore what happened was, Britishers disposed him. Who? Britishers disposed Mir Jafar. They said that you are now unworthy, you will not benefit us, so you quit this job, and like you could quit this job of Nawab. We want a different Nawab, who will help us to meet up our demands. So what happened was Mir Jafar was deposed, and what happened, British made Mir Qasim as a Nawab. So what happened after the Mir Qasim was appointed as Nawab? He granted zamindari of the district. Zamindari of the district. This is district. Zamindari of districts of which places like Burdwan, Mindapur, and Chittagong to East India Company. Mir Qasim like granted zamindar districts to Burdan, Mindapur, and Chittagong to East India Company. So we can see how slowly and slowly Britishers entered in India, and how it was changed from trading company to a holding a political power and establishment or establishing their rule in India. So let's talk about Battle of Buxar. Battle of Buxar was held in 1764, but the Nawab was unwilling to support for further. The Nawab, Mir Qasim, also thought that now it's very much too much, that Britishers are doing too much, so we will go against the British. So Mir Qasim um, strengthened his position at the court. He trained Mir Qasim trained his armies in European methods of warfare and abolished all duties on internal trade. So this made Britishers angry. Britishers angry because British were the one who appointed Mir Qasim as the Nawab, but Mir Qasim, like he totally opposed British by strengthening his position at the court. He trained his armies in European methods of warfare and abolished all duties of internal trade. By doing this, Britishers was very angry. So in retaliation, what did British do? British attacked the Nawab and forced him to flee. Like ultimately what happened, in retaliation, British attacked the Nawabs and forced him to go flee, and it was the ultimate move. Now Mir Qasim, then what happened after, after Mir Qasim was forced, Mir Qasim formed an alliance can be also called as partnership with who? Siwaj ud Dawla, Nawab of Oudh, and Shah Alam, Mughal emperor. So these three rulers fought war with who? Mir Qasim and Shiraj ud Dawla and Shah Alam fought war with Britishers. These three person formed an alliance and fought a war with British, that is called as Battle of Buxar in 22nd October 1976. 22nd October 19 not 19 I'm sorry 1764. then what happened was ultimately Britishers defeated three forces. So who are three forces? Three forces are Mir Qasim, Zia ud Dawla, and Shah Alam. So what were the result of BUXAR? So one of the most important result of BUXAR was Treaty of Allahabad was ended. Treaty of Allahabad was ended. Number one result was Treaty of Allahabad was ended as Mughal emperor granted Diwani. Revenue means to collect to collect taxes or money. Collect taxes or money. Right for the provinces of Bihar, Bengal, Orissa. So what was the thing that Mughal emperor granted Diwani to collect taxes for the provinces of Bihar, Bengal, Orissa to East India Company. East India Company got the district of Allahabad and Kora. After Battle of Buxar, the result was that East India Company got districts of Allahabad and Kora. Mir Jafar replaced again the first guy. Mir Jafar replaced Mir Qasim and became the Nawab of Bengal. So what happened was, this one is Treaty of Allahabad was ended. Number two was East India Company got the districts of Allahabad and Kora. Then Mir Jafar replaced Mir Qasim and became Nawab of Bengal. And ultimately, finally, British position was legalized. Battle of Buxar made Britishers masters of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. Ultimately, these are the four results that had happened after the Battle of Buxar. Now, dual government and drawbacks of dual government. Dual government means two governments. Okay, British divided the powers and functions of government and established double government in Bengal. So let's understand what is dual government. Dual government, like in dual government, East India Company focused upon revenue and military as an important component. There were two governments in Bengal. That one is East India Company and the Nawabs. So East India main powers and main position was held by East India Company. So East India Company mainly focused on revenue, money, and military as important components. And simultaneously, on the other hand, Nawabs run general administration with little amount of money they got from the company. So main power was holding by East India Company, and the Nawabs were just that they would had run general administration with a less amount of money that East India Company used to give. So the main powers, British had the main powers such as military and revenue, but no responsibility. The word is there. Main powers was held by Britishers. The main powers they hold regarding military and revenue, but the responsibility towards the public, towards the citizen, was none. Nawab had responsibility but no power. On the other hand, Nawabs had responsibility but no power and no source of income. So Nawabs, this East India Company had main powers, but Nawabs they had to run general administration with less money and no powers, but with responsibility. So dual system. Dual system, this two, because East India Company is also running and Nawab is also doing their administrative purposes. This system was a cause of misery of the people. Soon administration collapsed. Lawlessness was spread over the parts of Bengal. Why this lawlessness was spread over the parts of Bengal? Because Nawab had no powers to enforce, and the main powers was holding by East India Company. Common people suffered a lot, peasants suffered. The Great Famine of 1770 was an outcome of poor state of cultivation, because responsibility was only done by Nawabs with less amount of money, but the main powers that were holding by East India Company were only focused about military and revenue, and no focus in agricultural activities. So uh, then what happened? The new Governor General Warren Hastings put an end to this system. So if a question comes like who ended the dual system, then the new Governor General Warren Hastings put an end to this system. He brought Bengal under direct control. No, like there were no two governance, but the Bengal was directly administrated by East India Company. Nawab was deposed and pensioned up. So there was like Nawabs, there were Nawabs, no. So what happened was they were thrown away, or they had given certain Britishers had given certain amount of money, and they said that you back off. So now we are the one that will administer Bengal as one. So finally, British established their supremacy in the east. Bengal is in east. So this is east, west, north, south. So Bengal is out here. So it says that supremacy in the east. So if you have any doubt, any questions regarding any meanings, you can always email me on, this is my personal Gmail account, and this is my number, and you can always ping me in WhatsApp group for your clarifications. And I want to just be brief on this one, because be responsible in the chat box. Use the chat box for class related matters only. Only the chat features for things related to your lesson as instructed by your teacher. Also, reading something is not same as hearing. So think carefully before sending questions or comments. So I want you are very grown up. So be responsible in the chat box, and use it in a judicious way. So I have completed this chapter. So kindly start solving your exercises, plus notes should be there up to date. If you are stuck in question answer also, we can discuss in a Google Meet. So in next class, if in I guess next week we are having our class, and that time we will go for the Google Meet. And till then, stay safe and take care.